And welcome to the first edition of Apex Alpha Tech Talks for 2022. Whew, it has been a busy holiday season. We have built so many computers, and I would actually like to make a special announcement. We are now selling, well, I am, but we, on Jawa.gg. It is a new website slash community that is geared towards PC enthusiasts, gamers, people that are looking for computers. I recently just started selling some systems on there that I have built, and everything so far has been pretty good. They also have a Discord community, and I'm part of that as well. And you'll find me there as Apex Alpha Labs. I'm on there. It's not a paid sponsorship. They didn't ask me to do it, but I figured I'd give a shout out because I feel as though trying to sell on the consumer side computers is it's really hard to do so through Facebook Marketplace, sketchy places like OfferUp and stuff like that. I also do sell my systems on my website as well. That's the main way that I sell systems, but I figure I would get a broader audience of people, and I really like the community at Jawa, and that's my experience so far talking with the mods, the admins, the people that actually own the company, and talking to some of the members and stuff. Really good people. So the system that we did sell was that 5600 G series computer that got packed up and is shipped out and is currently en route to the customer now. I really don't have any complaints. We'll see how it goes. Other than that, NVIDIA has just announced its RTX 3050 GPU for desktops. So that's actually pretty good. Hopefully, which I am going to say with some optimism, that they will be selling at a decent price. Their MSRP is $249, but you know how the previous year and a half with regards to supply versus demand, you have 1650 cards brand new in a box going for upwards of $450, $500. 1650s, 16 series. So I'm pretty sure when this 3050 comes out, you're probably going to see price wise on the street, I would probably say in the realm of about $600 thereabouts. And you might say, Wayne, you're ridiculous. You're out of your mind, and nobody's gonna buy a card for $600. Trust me, people buy these things for. I've seen some ridiculous prices on 10 series cards. Okay, when you have 1070 and 1060 cards going for $500, and you have 1650 cards going for $400, $500, $600, you can look on eBay, and some of them will go for $300. The lowest ones I've seen is like $280. Nominal price point is around $450 for a 1650 in a box, brand new. So these 3050 cards that we're going to get, I'm probably almost definite sure that they're going to be scooped up by bots, by really fast, like really quick. So if you can, look for the drops on January 27th, 28th. The end of January is when these cards are supposed to come out. You're going to see AIBs also probably having these cards out available. Hopefully this floods the market. I really hope that these 3050s flood the market. I would love to get my hands on a 3050 so that way I can build out some entry-level new technology systems and get them out to customers for a decent price. That being said, most of my customers are commercial. So that's why you don't see a lot of content on this channel in regards to more builds. You probably have asked, well, you talk so much about how many builds you've been doing and stuff like that. I am under NDA by a lot of the companies that I work for. I cannot disclose their technology. I cannot disclose any of the things that they use. I can touch base. I can talk about it for some things, but I can't go into the details of what they do, what they use them for, what technologies go into them, this and that, because NDAs are very blanket, and I really don't feel like losing my business license, tax ID, going through lawsuits and all that mess just by featuring one of those amazingly crazy builds on this channel. There is one issue that I do want to touch on, and it is the year-end sacrificial GPU carnage video that I put up. A lot of people got triggered by it, and I just want to say to those people, cut it out. Don't send me death threats, because it's not going to work. You don't show up at my house. You're not going to show up at my house, and if you do, you're going to get beaten to death. So, for those people that like to throw death threats, stuff it, guys. Cut it out. You're not as tough as you think you are. Now, let me tell you about this GPU that I smashed to holy hell, and I'll put a little bit of context in for you. That GPU was completely and utterly damaged. This is my USB microscope. Upon further inspection under 1600 magnification, that GPU die itself that was on there was cracked from one corner all the way to the other. It had a very hairline crack that you couldn't see with the naked eye. What that crack did was it allowed moisture, the atmosphere, oxygen, all kinds of things to get into the GPU silicon die itself and destroyed the GPU. Not only that, but all of the capacitors, resistors, every functional part on that GPU was removed to service, as I'm guessing, another video card of the same brand. A lot of video cards use the same components on board. So you have ceramic caps, you have resistors, you have buck-down transformers, you have VRMs, you have all these different types of components that go onto a board, and they mostly are interchangeable with other GPUs. What looks like this guy did was mined with this card, overheated it, because probably didn't know what he was doing and didn't undervolt and stuff like that, completely overworked this poor Radeon R9 380 4GB card, and it's so much so that he cracked the die on the GPU itself. Once they realized that the GPU can no longer work and is no longer serviceable, they removed the components to probably fix another GPU that needs the same components and is in the same configuration. I'm sure that this person, whoever they were, he had a lot of these R9 380 cards. So all of these cards, regardless of the manufacturer, are all going to use the same components. He used that card as a donor card, and then he sold the scrap to me for an exorbitant amount of money and falsely claimed that it worked. Was I an idiot for not checking it when I did? Probably, but at the same time, I just had it in the bottom of a drawer and it was just there. So it really didn't make too much sense for me to try to repair it, because I would have to buy SMT reels that are this big that cost anywhere between $1,000 and $6,000 to buy these reels. You can't just get these individual components in little strips unless you go to like AliExpress, and then you have to get a whole book of other useless crap. I'm not going to do it. It's not worth my time. So it sat on top of my shelf, and it sat there as decoration, and it also happened that when I bought that card, a lot of weird things started happening with builds. Power supplies weren't working, cables were bad, all kinds of little tiny annoying things that just started happening afterwards. So I just went and cleansed. I went and took that thing and I smashed I smashed it. And ever since then, things have been good. The same day that I smashed it, I took a chance and I went on to Newegg Shuffle. And I won myself a brand new RTX 3060 Ti Asus KO Win Knockout card thing. Beautiful card. It's amazing. Great step up from the 1060 that I had. The 1060 that I had, I gave that away for basically for free to a kid that needed it. It was a 6 gig super clock card. It had also been featured on this channel. I picked it up for an insanely cheap price. And I figured, hey, I'm just going to pay it forward and I'm going to give this card to somebody who needs it in the neighborhood. So I did that. A new Jawa build that we're going to be doing, it's going to be entry level. It's going to feature a 1650 4GB card. It's got an Asus B550M tough gaming motherboard. It's going to have a Seasonic Gold 550 watt power supply. I haven't decided on a case yet. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with it. And it's going to have a Ryzen 3 3100, which is perfect for that card. You're not really going to have a bottleneck between a 1650 and a 3100. It's going to have 16 gigs of 3200 DDR4 RAM. It's going to look nice. It's going to perform nice. It's going to be all right for entry level. So my target price with taxes, labor fees, and all the things included, I sell the parts at cost whenever I put together, and I just charge labor on top, probably in the realm of about $1,200. That's going to go onto Jawa. For me to build these systems out, as far as custom builds that I send to customers, you know, you're paying for very good parts. You're paying for benchmarking. You're paying for testing, cable management. You're paying for all of these things that go into it. If you want to get a cheap system, go to BJ's or Sam's Club and go pick up a $600 Dell that's going to last you 3 years, and then it's going to die or it's not going to work, and they stick one stick of RAM in that thing at 16 gigs. All of my systems are thoroughly tested. They look good. They run wonderful. And there's no problems. I haven't had one customer come back and tell me that my computer systems suck. They always come back for more. I've got to factor in, for my business, taxes, insurance, labor, all these different things that go into it. I try to pick up all of these things at cost. The most expensive thing right now from any of my vendors is a GPU. And CPUs and GPUs are extremely expensive even at wholesale. I have suppliers selling to me at retail pricing. I have 5 grade A trade line suppliers. These people supply Newegg, Best Buy. They supply all of the major computer manufacturers, CyberPower, iBuyPower. All of these companies that build these systems, they all get from the same people. When I build a system, I build one system and put it up, and I sell that on the consumer market. Behind the scenes, I'm building 5, 10, 15 commercial side builds that I don't share. But on these are my hobby. So, and I like to build beautiful systems. I like to build these wonderful RGB laden, completely custom pieces of machinery and sell them to people. I like people to be happy. That will be up on Jawa, and it will have the price that I set it as low as I can, where I'm still making a profit. Because not only do I have to take into account my taxes and fees, I also have to take into account for the merchant processing fees that is used when you purchase the system on their website with your credit or debit card. I have to pay a processing fee for you to buy it. It's a Seasonic Tough Gaming Alliance 80 Plus Gold Core GM550 power supplies. I got a ton of these for new builds. This is the RAM that it's going to, this is the RAM that it's going to be getting. It's a Patriot Viper 16 gigs dual channel. It's 2 sticks, red and black. I always go for the red and black theme because I like the way it looks. It's never done me any wrong. Patriot is one of my suppliers for RAM, so I use them. Seasonic is another one of my suppliers, so they send me stuff all the time. But yeah, that's what we have coming up. I'm going to be building a bunch of entry-level systems with the GM550 power supplies or 1650s or 1660s and stuff like that because they don't require a lot of power. I'm not going to go and stick an RTX 30 series card with a 550 watt power supply. That is the dumbest thing ever. The lowest power supply that I will put in a card in a PC that has a 30 series card is 650 watts, and that is for just the 60 series cards, like a 3060 or a 3060 Ti. This system has a 3060 Ti in it. It has a 650 watt power supply. Anything above that, they will usually get in at 750, 850, or they will get a 1000 watt power supply in there as the card number increases because of the power draw, and I don't want instability issues or customers complaining that their system keeps crashing. Other than that, I don't have anything else. I wish you all a happy new year. Until next time, I will catch you later. Take care.